With this on the iPad, do I even need a laptop at this point? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Finn Badgley. I'm a commercial photographer and all-around content creator. And today we're looking at Davinci Resolve for the iPad. That's right, Blackmagic Design, the creator of Davinci Resolve, has now made it available for the iPad so you can edit on the go super easy. And is this something that would actually pull me away from my desktop, from my laptop, and actually have me edit on the go? Can you incorporate this into your regular workflow? Up until this point, you would have to use LumaFusion on the iPad to do any kind of video editing on it, and it was okay. It wasn't perfect, and you need to pay to actually use it, whereas Davinci Resolve, it's completely free, and it arguably works better. I'm not sponsored by Davinci or anything like that. This is just what I use to edit all of my videos. Now, the one thing that took me by surprise in using this software is that in editing my regular videos, I usually use the edit tab. So there's the cut tab where you import media, and then you can drag your little cursors here and figure out the parts of the video that you want. I'm not used to this. This was created in, I think, Davinci Resolve 16 or 15, one of those variations. And honestly, I never really used it. I just used the edit tab, would pick my ins and outs, and then cut around there with the razor blade as needed. This feature isn't ever really anything I played around with too much, but looking at it, it's pretty straightforward. You just pick your in and out points, and then you can go from there.
Trying to get signed with a modeling agency, this is some things that you may want to keep in.
And you can extend things the same way on the timeline that you're used to. Now, the one issue that I'm running into as I'm kind of editing some of this video, this is actually going to be the video posted before this one is, so maybe once you're done finishing this video, go check that out if you want to see how it turned out or whatever. But it is a little tricky editing when you don't have a keyboard, because any editing that I usually do on my iPad is mainly photo editing, and I'll use the Apple Pencil and I'll just tap around as needed, and I haven't really needed a keyboard for the iPad. Now, this might change things, because if you have a keyboard, you can use a lot of the classic keyboard shortcuts that you're used to. And because I'm a big fan of keyboard shortcuts, that's half of what I do when I'm editing, is just use keyboard shortcuts for everything, because why wouldn't you? Efficiency. That is definitely one thing that will make this a little bit tricky, but I think it's a learning curve that I'm up for the challenge. And you can see here, like, I can drag my ins and outs, and it actually works pretty well here. Also, you can see sometimes I'll say "so" a lot in videos, and I'll have to cut that out. And we just drag that over. And the playback speed, for reference, this is on the iPad Air 2020 edition, the iPad Air 4 with the A14 Bionic or something like that chip in it. This is before all the M1 iPads came out.
Keep in mind,
but you can see the
especially
footage
from
is
somebody who is actually looking for a new agent at the moment.
It's not even lagging or anything. I don't have this on a proxy resolution, so it's not like the quality is dumbed down at all to try and make up for performance differences between a laptop and an iPad. Like, this thing actually handles this pretty well.
Keep in mind, especially from
the one thing I will say, being in an all touchscreen environment is a little tricky to figure out where everything is, but they've made it pretty user-friendly from what I'm seeing. You want to drag it on the timeline, you just double tap on that, drag it down, and you're good to go. You can cut around as needed. You have your little scissors here, and that will automatically cut a clip in half. So if you get it on the timeline, you want to cut one part out, you just take your one part and then you drag over and you cut the other part, and then you go, okay, I don't want you, so you trash that guy, and then it automatically slaps that together. So that's pretty nice. I actually like that. Now, obviously, that I'm gonna have to undo because I just cut out part of me talking. That shows you that you can do all the stuff with the razor blade and everything that you're used to with Davinci Resolve, just it's in the cut tab and not the edit tab, like at least I'm personally used to. Then if we want to overlay something, okay, we got one clip there, we got one on top of the other, and we can drag that around as needed. So you can have multiple layers. It's not like you're really missing anything. It's just about that learning curve. I like to transform my clips from time to time. You'll see me punch in on certain things. So that's where you got this little 3 dots here, you can zoom in, zoom out, and that's how you can create these little punch-ins that you always see in videos. And you have a couple effects here as well. You can crop in, you can speed ramp, you can do a bunch of different things that you're probably used to with the full force Davinci Resolve. Upon playing around with this program quite a bit, one thing that I was trying to figure out is where anything to edit audio is. I got a little tripped up by this, but if you click on the clip and you go to Inspector, you can either go through and you have your same different zoom and position controls that you're used to with Davinci. You can even keyframe it and everything, so you're not really losing anything there. But you can adjust the audio from here. You can adjust the volume, the pan, a whole bunch of different attributes, and then you also have audio effects here that you can apply to your audio as well, and then go back to the inspector to play around with it if you need to fine tune anything. They allow you to EQ your audio. They allow for a whole bunch of different changes that actually enable you to edit your audio. You can keyframe your volume, you can keyframe your pitch, your EQ, everything. So you can have things go really low, and then you can have them go really high. And you can have them at a neutral level. You can adjust the volume so the music might get really loud all of a sudden, and then it'll drop really quiet again. So you can have things like audio ducking, where if you have a non-speaking part and a speaking part, say you're doing a B-roll sequence and then some dialogue, you can duck that audio for the dialogue so you can actually hear what you're saying and not have it overshadowed by the music. And this is something at first I was concerned. I'm like, where are the audio tools? Like, I can't find them anywhere here. And then I had to humbly do a little Google search and then figure that out, because when in doubt, Google things. That's actually, it's like I'm my family's satellite IT person. Any tech questions they have, they usually ask me. And then if I don't know, I just Google them. Which is why I think that website, letmegooglethatforyou.com, was created, because of situations like that. So just, yeah, I simply Googled that. But now, since I did and I put it in here, you don't have to Google how to find the audio in Davinci Resolve. And then you can jump over to everybody's favorite, color grading, because here's the thing, anytime I work as a camera assistant on set or behind the set stills or anything I do on film sets, usually any color grading software we use is always Davinci Resolve. I've literally never seen anything else besides it. There's a couple programs alongside it that DITs, the digital imaging technician, will use to actually color grade and sort clips. But the main one that I've always seen is Davinci Resolve, which is part of why it pushed me towards using it for all my editing anyways. And bonus, unless you want the additional features that the Pro version gives you, it's free. So why wouldn't you jump at it? It's even easier to edit on this because you can do it right from your iPad. Even though I don't have a keyboard with this, I can still manage to edit on the go. Like if I had to edit a project and I was on a train or in an Uber or something and I was trying to make some quick edits, because I always love because whenever I'm not driving anywhere, I always love trying to work efficiently and get things done when I can. Use that time where I'm otherwise just scrolling on my phone, use it to edit, use it to make some posts, do something like that. So this is a great way to do that. You know, you're on a road trip, just crush some edits. And if you have one of the USB-C dongles, plug that in with a headphone jack, plug your hard drive in, start editing, you get the headphones on so you don't get the lag from Bluetooth, and you're good to go. This might actually be a great step within my workflow, because the other thing is you can import projects and export them, so you can start a project on your iPad and finish it on your laptop, vice versa, or take a project from your laptop, continue it on your iPad so you don't have to work on it more later, bring it back to your laptop and finish it, export it, and you're good to go. This is something that I'm really pumped to see, and I think it'll allow for me to have a lot more flexibility in when I edit and how I get my edits done, and I think it'll make me overall more efficient. This isn't even the M1 iPads. They actually, for this, they do give you a message when you first open the application that not all the features will work with it, because this is a little bit older of a model iPad and it doesn't have the M1 chips in it. But if you have an M1 iPad, if you have the iPad Pro, the M1 iPad Air, those are gonna be even better with this program, because it works great on my iPad Air, but it'll work even better if you have an M1 or M2 or whatever version of iPad you have. So as somebody who edits their own content, this is really sweet to see. In fact, if I wanted to do some fancy edits beyond what I would just do on my phone, I could record a clip or a few on my phone, airdrop them to my iPad, edit them, airdrop them back to my phone, and then post them as a reel or a TikTok or whatever, and then have those likes start rolling in. So you know what? I might actually start doing that, actually. That's a good idea that I just came up with. Huh. Sometimes I'll have good ideas, and I like to say I have my moments. This is one of those moments. You witnessed it here live, although it's not live now, but it was in this moment. All right, this is getting weird. Thank you for watching. Let me know your thoughts on Davinci Resolve for the iPad down below. Subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the bell to be notified for all future videos. Work hard, rest often, and as always, I'll see you on the next one.